This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
The time is precisely 1:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by Dulmin Samrasinghe and read by Chandima Virakon. Headlines. An international response is in place for the UN Human Rights Commissioner's report. Sri Lanka rejects Michelle Bachelet's unilateral report. Police arrest 10 women who attended Zahran Hashim's extremist classes. 30 pages of the Easter Sunday investigations folder are incomplete. The UNP chairman says Ranil Wickremesinghe should enter parliament to overcome challenges faced by the country. In news overseas, Israel eases restrictions following vaccine success. In sports news, it's tennis. Novak Djokovic and Daniil Medvedev look for records at Australian Open. Local stories in detail. Director of the National Development Media Centre, Melinda Rajapaksa, says that Sri Lanka will become one of the powerful countries in the world after eradicating the coronavirus. He pointed out that Sri Lanka is among the 10 best countries for the eradication of COVID-19. He also said that Sri Lanka has paid its attention on developing all sectors. DIG Priyantha Jayakodi has requested the public to hand over illegal firearms to police. 500,000 rupees will be paid for those who hand over such weapons. He said that police search operations will be conducted to find illegal firearms. He disclosed that police took into custody 45 illegal firearms last week. Coordinating officer to the Attorney General State Councillor Nishara Jayaratna says that 30 pages of the investigation folder sent to the Attorney General have not been completed. She said that although the Attorney General has informed in writing to the IGP to complete the pages and to send it back, there has been no response so far. A global webinar on responding to the report of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights of Sri Lanka will be held today. It will be held at 7:30 p.m. Sri Lanka time. Permanent representative of Sri Lanka to the UN, Dr. Mohan Peris, Lord Nesby of the UK and Sri Lanka's ambassador to China, Dr. Palitha Kohana, will take part in the webinar. Gerard Paliyavadana, who is a solicitor in the UK, will moderate the program. Those who are interested can register by logging into www.londoninitiative.org. State Minister Shahan Semasinghe says that community financial organizations in villages will be made stronger to save them from microfinance organizations. The national program to empower community financial organizations was launched from Anuradhapura district recently. The state minister mentioned this while attending the launching ceremony of the program. He said that Samudhi movement will be made strong and the Samudhi officers need the support of the villages to uplift rural areas. The state minister further said that the groups who do not attend community financial organizations will be considered as those who do not need Samudhi benefits. He said that 300,000 rupees will be given to community financial organizations in the first stage. He disclosed that a maximum loan amount of 10,000 rupees can be obtained through the Samudhi movement. He pointed out then there would be no necessity to take loans at high rates. The state minister further said that more funds will be given if 300,000 rupees was managed properly. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
HDFC Smart Goals. All it takes is 3 years.
Moving on with local stories. Chairman of the United National Party, Vajra Abeyewardene, says that party leader Ranil Wickremesinghe should enter parliament soon as a member to overcome challenges faced by the country. A proposal in this regard has been passed during the UNP Karandiniya and Benthara Alpitiya electoral seat meetings. Mr. Abeyewardene said that Mr. Wickremesinghe has the solutions to the problems faced by the country at present. Minister Dinesh Gunawardene says that Sri Lanka is performing its responsibilities as an independent state. The UN Human Rights Commissioner has submitted a unilateral report. He told at SLBC that she was informed that the report was rejected. Police said 15 women have attended lessons on extremism conducted by Easter Sunday suicide attacker Zahran Hashim in 2018. He said 3 women suspects are in remand custody, while 7 others, including the one who was arrested on Friday, are being detained by the Terrorist Investigation Division. DIG Rohana said those women took oaths at the end of the extremism lessons. He further said they were well prepared to launch more deadly suicide attacks at any given time, as guided by the lessons taught by Zahran Hashim. Director of Health Services, Northern Province, Dr. A. Katheeswaran says that 2 more people in the north have become positive for COVID-19. They have been identified following examination of 442 PCR samples taken yesterday at the laboratory of the Jaffna Teaching Hospital. Meanwhile, 944 people in the north have been identified being infected with the coronavirus from March last year to yesterday. Dr. A. Katheeswaran said 133 have been diagnosed with COVID this month and another 563 last month. To end the local news, the headlines again. An international response is in place for the UN Human Rights Commissioner's report. Sri Lanka rejects Michelle Bachelet's unilateral report. Police arrest 10 women who attended Zahran Hashim's extremist classes. 30 pages of the Easter Sunday investigations folder are incomplete. The UNP chairman says Ranil Wickremesinghe should enter parliament to overcome challenges faced by the country. That ends local news.
Darling, our daughter has top O-level results. Do you know what this means?
Yes, just 3 years and she'll be going abroad for her degree.
For which we'll need a bank loan.
But is a normal loan the smartest option?
What else?
The smartest way is to start an HDFC Smart Goals account.
Let your child begin their degree with no delays. Start an HDFC Smart Goals account. Call 2356 888.
Honey, you're so smart.
HDFC Smart Goals. All it takes is 3 years.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
On the main news story, more than 300,000 persons have been given the COVID vaccine. 15,892 PCR tests have been conducted yesterday. 543 infected persons have been reported yesterday. 15 out of them have arrived from overseas. The highest number of infected persons, which is 118, has been reported from the Colombo district. The number of COVID deaths has increased to 435. That ends the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
Moving on to Watchlight, police have introduced a hotline to give information on narcotic drugs, large-scale frauds, activities that can threaten national security, and organized criminal gangs. People can give information over the hotline number 1997 to police. Information on illegal tree cuttings, sand mining, Filling up of lands and environmental damages can also be informed over the hotline. That ends Watchlight.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Headlines of the world news. Israel eases restrictions following vaccine success. Russia detects first case of H5N8 bird flu in humans. Myanmar protesters gather again after worst day of violence. Israel is easing lockdown restrictions as studies there reveal the Pfizer vaccine is 98.9% effective in preventing hospitalization and death. From today, shops, libraries and museums can open, but social distancing and masks are still required. The Health Ministry says it is the first stage of returning to normal life. Israel has the highest vaccination rate in the world. More than 49% of people have received at least one dose. Russia has reported the first case of a bird flu strain H5N8 being passed from poultry to humans. Officials said 7 workers at a poultry plant in the south of the country had been infected following an outbreak there in December. Head of Russia's consumer health watchdog Anna Popova said that adequate measures had been quickly taken to stop the spread of infection. Opponents of Myanmar's military gathered again today, undeterred by the bloodiest day of their campaign, the previous day, when police and soldiers opened fire in the second city of Mandalay, killing 2. Early today, police arrested a famous actor wanted for supporting opposition to the coup, his wife said, while Facebook deleted the military's main page under its standards prohibiting the incitement of violence. The sculptor behind Wall Street's famous Charging Bull statue has died aged 80. Friends of Arturo Di Modica told Italian media that the sculptor died in his hometown of Vittoria, Sicily. He had been fighting cancer for many years. It was designed to represent the strength and power of the American people after the 1987 market crash. To end the world news, the headlines again. Israel eases restrictions following vaccine success. Russia detects first case of H5N8 bird flu in humans. Myanmar protesters gather again after worst day of violence. That ends world news.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Moving on to development news. Selinco Insurance plc, together with the Coconut Growers Association of Sri Lanka and Coconut Cultivation Board, has launched a novel insurance scheme to cover coconut plantations. Selinco Insurance Deputy General Manager Deshapriya Vikramaratne told a press conference that the new scheme of insurance has been designed in line with the policy of the company to move away from traditional insurance schemes. That ends development news. Moving on to sports news, it's tennis, rugby and boxing. In tennis, there is some spectacular symmetry lining up at Melbourne Park. Naomi Osaka won her 21st match in a row to win the Australian Open 2021 women's singles title yesterday. And on the men's side, in a match to be played at Rod Laver Arena today, Novak Djokovic is seeking his 21st successive victory at the Australian Open to land an unprecedented 9th title. Daniil Medvedev is also looking to equal Naomi Osaka's 21-match win streak by defeating Djokovic, which would see him lift his maiden major trophy. In rugby, New Zealand's Dan Carter, who won 2 World Cups and is World Rugby's record point scorer, has announced his retirement from professional rugby. The fly half, 38, won the last of his 112 All Blacks caps with a man of the match display in the 2015 World Cup final win over Australia. He has since played for French club Racing 92 and Japan's Kobelco Steelers. And in boxing, Dillian White's rematch with Russian Alexander Povetkin has been put back 3 weeks to 27th March and will now take place in Gibraltar. The 32-year-old heavyweight was set to face Povetkin at Wembley on 6th March, but travel restrictions due to the COVID-19 pandemic prompted the change. Brixton's White will be attempting to avenge his shock knockout defeat to Povetkin 41 last summer. That ends sports news.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Despite higher sales, Nestlé Lanka plc, the local unit of Swiss food giant, reported lower earnings for the December 2020 quarter amid margin contraction and higher effective tax rate. The company recorded revenue of 9.9 billion rupees for the quarter under review, up 4.8% year-on-year, but cost of sales grew at a faster pace of 6.4% year-on-year to 6.7 billion rupees, resulting in a gross profit of 3.1 billion rupees, up by just 1.3%. That ends Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news, courtesy of
Business deals now easy. It just takes a few taps only. Anytime, get it done, all connected. Best discounts with real time. LOLC Real Time. Now download LOLC Finance Real Time app for your LOLC savings account. Attractive interest rates, transactions anytime, anywhere with a zero cost and no benefits.
On economic news, Sarvodaya Development Finance SDF has renewed its MOU with DIMO, covering a wide range of agriculture machinery products through its comprehensive leasing solutions to support local farming communities. The arrangement between SDF and DIMO was envisaged to facilitate access to modern agriculture equipment for Sri Lankan farmers while enhancing their productivity and profitability. That ends economic news.
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
And finally on the weather report, the Met Department says showers or thundershowers will occur at a few places in western, Sabragamur and northwestern provinces and in Gaul and Mathura districts during the evening or at night. Fairly heavy falls above 75 millimeters can be expected at some places. A few showers will occur in eastern, northern, north central and Uva provinces and in Matale and Nuwara Eliya districts. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in central, Sabragamur and Uva provinces and in Gaul and Mathura districts during the morning. That ends the weather report. And to end this bulletin of news, the headlines again. An international response is in place for the UN Human Rights Commissioner's report. Sri Lanka rejects Michelle Bachelet's unilateral report. Police arrest 10 women who attended Zahran Hashim's extremist classes. 30 pages of the Easter Sunday investigations folder are incomplete. The UNP chairman says Ranil Wickremesinghe should enter parliament to overcome challenges faced by the country. In news overseas, Israel eases restrictions following vaccine success. In sports, in tennis, Novak Djokovic and Daniil Medvedev look for records at Australian Open. With that, we conclude this bulletin of news from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Over to my colleague and friend, Saudi Thawam, to keep you entertained. Over to you, Saudi.